Hello and welcome back to Homebrew EDH, where I take you through my personal commander decks, how they work, and how they win. This episode is Malcom, Keen-Eyed Navigator, and Tana the Bloodsour. This is a 3-color combo deck based around playing in multiplayer because in 1v1 the combo won't actually work. So with that, let's get into the episode. Malcom, Keen-Eyed Navigator, is 2 and a blue for a 2/2 Siren Pirate with flying that reads whenever one or more pirates you control deals damage to your opponents, you create a treasure token for each opponent dealt damage. Partnering with Tana, Tana the Bloodsour is 2 red and a green for a 2/2 Elf Druid with trample. Whenever Tana the Bloodsour deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1/1 green sapling creature tokens. Put these two together, throw some pirates in the deck, get that Glinthorn Buccaneer combo going, and you can ping the table down from there. Let's get into a little bit more detail about the deck. Now, I know there is a CEDH version of this deck. It's much faster than the version I have because I don't have the money for that. Frankly, I'm not worried about it. So we're taking things a little bit slower and just kind of having fun with pirates and having fun with our friends. So to start any deck, we need to ramp. We have cards like Kodama's Reach, which is 2 and a green for a sorcery. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal those, put one onto the battlefield tapped and the other into your hand, then shuffle. Ketria Crystal, which is 3 mana for an artifact that taps for a green, a blue, or a red. Cycling for 2, we can discard it and draw a card. And Goldvein Pick to line up with the treasure theme. 2 mana for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token with an equipped cost of 1. Now, to go with ramp, we want to discount our spells as well to make it even quicker to play. Cards like Goblin Electromancer and Goblin Anarchomancer. A blue and a red for the Electromancer. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less, and the Anarchomancer is a red and a green. It reads each spell you cast that's red or green costs 1 generic less to cast. These discounts, along with all of the ramp in the deck, enable for some pretty fast wins depending on who you're playing against. Now we're going to want some ways to draw cards to be able to find our answers easier and to be able to win the game faster. Cards like Reconnaissance Mission, Faithless Looting, and Pirate's Prize will do that just fine. Reconnaissance Mission is 2 blue for an enchantment. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. We can also cycle it away for 2 mana. Faithless Looting is 1 red for a sorcery. Draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards with flashback for 2 and a red. We can cast it for the flashback cost and exile it afterwards. And Pirate's Prize, because it fits the theme of Pirate Tribal, is 3 and a blue for a sorcery that reads draw 2 cards, create a treasure token. Now we're aiming for a combo, so if it gets disrupted, we're not going to be super happy, and I don't really have a backup plan in this deck. So we have some ways to protect ourselves and our combo pieces with Cunning Evasion, Swiftfoot Boots, and Tybalt's Trickery. Cunning Evasion is 1 and a blue for an enchantment. Whenever a creature you control becomes blocked, you may return it to its owner's hand. Swiftfoot Boots is 2 mana for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature has hexproof and haste with equip cost of 1. And Tybalt's Trickery, which in itself is a bit tricky to understand and read. 1 and a red for an instant counter target spell. Then you choose 1, 2, or 3 at random. A controller mills that many cards, then exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card with a different name than the spell that was countered. They may cast that card without paying its mana cost. They then put the exiled cards on the bottom of their library in a random order. Now, sticking with the Pirate Tribal theme, we have Departed Deckhand, Kitesail Corsair, Prosperous Pirates, Sailor of Means, and Stormfleet Aerialist, just to name a few. Departed Deckhand is 1 and a blue for a Spirit Pirate, is a 2/2. When it becomes the target of a spell, sacrifice it, but it cannot be blocked except by spirits. Also has an ability for 3 and a blue that reads another target creature you control can't be blocked this turn except by spirits, which is almost unblockable unless you're specifically facing a spirit deck, in which case, oh well. Kitesail Corsair is 1 and a blue with a 2/1, has flying as long as it's attacking. Prosperous Pirates, 4 and a blue for 3/4 when it enters, create 2 treasure tokens. Sailor of Means, 2 and a blue for a 1/4 when it enters, create a single treasure token. And Stormfleet Aerialist is 1 and a blue for a 1/2 pirate with flying. It has the raid mechanic. Stormfleet Aerialist enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it if you attacked with a creature this turn. Alright, let's get to the core combo of the deck. The main way we are going to win, if not through combat damage and ramp, is through the Glinthorn Buccaneer combo. Now, you might be wondering, why is Neoform part of this? It's more of the warning sign that, hey, I'm going to go grab Glinthorn Buccaneer and combo off. So Neoform is a green and a blue for a sorcery that reads as an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature. In this case, we're going to want any of the early 2-drop pirates that are maybe still around on the board. Any 2-drop will do though, so you can find the 3-drop Glinthorn. Search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost equal to 1 plus the sacrificed creature's converted mana cost, so 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or anything like that. Put that card onto the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it, and then shuffle your library. So we cast Neoform on any of the 2-drops, go find Glinthorn Buccaneer every single time. That's how the combo works. Now I believe there's only one way to pull this off. If there's more, let me know. So what you need to have is both creatures able to attack, so as long as you've had Malcom on the field for at least 1 turn so he's not summoning sick. Glinthorn has haste, so he can attack immediately anyway. And what you have to do is go to combat, because Glinthorn has an ability that reads 1 in a red, discard a card, draw a card. Activate this ability only if Glinthorn Buccaneer is attacking, and whenever you discard a card, Glinthorn Buccaneer deals 1 damage to each opponent. So if you have 3 opponents, you would hit each person with 1 damage, which triggers Malcom's ability. Whenever one or more pirates you control deals damage to your opponents, you create a treasure token for each opponent dealt damage. Note it doesn't say combat damage, it just says any points of damage. So your Glinthorn discard triggers still work, meaning you will get 3 treasures, meaning you can use 2 of them for the 1 in the red, discard a card, draw a card, discard a card, draw a card, keep looping that ability, keep getting 1 extra treasure each time you activate the ability, hit the 3 people, trigger Malcom's treasure creation, infinite looting, infinite treasures, infinite mana, all that sort of thing. If your opponents don't die to the damage somehow, if they have a way to stop it, or if they Teferi's Protection or something, we can always win through combat methods and combat damage with enough power. Alright, I sincerely hope you enjoyed today's episode of Homebrew EDH. If you did, go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. As always, the deck list will be in the description with all the cards I did not include in this video. Constructive feedback and deck suggestions are welcome in the comments. I do read them all. And until I see you guys in the next one, take it easy and enjoy your day.